hello there. Probably begin in just a couple minutes. Let people trickle in and give me an opportunity to pull up the stream and such. Oh, I forgot to turn my lights on. We should mute that. Okay, there we go. Why, hello there. I don't know if you guys know what this is. Suppose I can get started while I'm off looking at something else. And start talking. We've got so many choices. All right, so I have 4 boards. I don't know that I'm going to build all 4, but maybe I'll try. Why not? It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Oh, now I have 3 boards. There we go. So these 2 on the right here, these are ordered from Osh Park, hence the little tabs and such that I still have to file off. But what this is, these 4 boards are the GBPP. Yes. But what it is a replacement power regulator for a Game Boy Pocket. Now, the intended use, and I do already have one built and installed in this Pocket, though I don't have it fully implemented. I still have to actually install the battery terminal and the charge port. But this is a replacement power regulator for the Pocket, and it provides a better regulator for the Pocket, basically. But it also provides a battery charger for a lithium-ion battery, and it also provides the necessary electronics to do safe simultaneous charge and play, which not a lot of other mods do. I do have one of these in here, and it does work with AA's, and it does perform pretty well. Unfortunately, it doesn't work too well with nickel metal hydride batteries, especially with flash cart. But it is, I mean, it has a built-in battery charger. It's intended to be used with lithium-ion batteries. I've been beta testing this particular one for, I don't know, at least a few months at this point. The project just went public a few weeks ago. I don't know that there are too many people who've built one yet, but I built one a little while ago. It's super neat, and we're going to try and build one again. But obviously, as you can see, it does work. This Game Boy is working perfectly. Excuse me. One potential downside, if you'll consider it such, is that this is only a 5-volt regulator. It does not include the LCD voltage rails, which means if you use this on a Game Boy Pocket, you cannot use an OEM screen, and you're not going to have any brightness controls with a funny playing backlight kit. It is what it is, but with the OSD kit, works a treat. And as long as you don't care about brightness control, it'll still work with the funny playing kit. It's pretty neat. I'm really happy with it. Very pleased with the performance. The single only problem I have with it is, let me go ahead and turn this off. Pop out these are like constant 1.5 volt lithium ion AA or AAA's. They work like a hot damn for Game Boy Pockets. But if If you use something like oh dear lord. With my particular mod, momentary power switch and all, it tends to just make farting noises when you try and boot it. Unfortunately, that's just due to the batteries. They don't have enough current, basically, to supply the power needed to boot this thing. So what's happening is they're trying to boot up, but the voltage is sagging enough that it drops just below the threshold needed to get a stable 5 volts out of this thing, and it just doesn't boot. This is an edge case issue. It's not a problem at all if you use it how it's intended to be used, which, like I said, it has a battery charger, so that should be indicative that it's intended to be used with a lithium-ion battery mod. So if you use it with that, works a treat. If you use it with nickel metal hydrides, you're going to have a problem. But if you use it with alkalines or these constant voltage, I have 10 volts in here, but normally I recommend these Joogies here. These tend to work a little bit better. They have a little bit more capacity, and they have a proper low voltage mode, whereas these just drain till the battery's dead and then just shut off with no warning. But I mean, it works. It's realistically, I don't like actually play this Game Boy. I mean, why would I? You know? But it's still neat, you know? Anyway, let's go ahead and get on with the build. I want to build a few of these things. I think it'll be fun, and I can show you guys how I've been building them. I'm probably not going to actually get them installed, and I'm not gonna do like the full, you know, starting from a blank board to a finished install, because, like I said, I haven't even finished this one yet, and I've had this for months. We still need to set up a charge port in this thing, and then actually install the battery. And installing the battery is easy, but without the charge port, it makes no sense to do that. So I just haven't yet. But anyway, let's go ahead and get on with this. If you order these things through Osh Park, be warned that they are 4-layer boards. I ordered, well, I guess that's a 1.6 millimeter board, but you can get them in thinner. It doesn't particularly matter. There's enough space for either. Unless you've got something particular in mind, just order the default. It'll be fine. I have no idea what the Funny Playing kit defaults to. I don't think there is technically a default brightness, because the intent is, like, it scales depending on what your contrast wheel is at. I know they work. I have tried it. I think it defaults to max brightness, but don't quote me on that. Actually, you know what? We can test it, because I have on my desk, or at least in my projects drawer, this horrifying thing. It is a Funny Playing backlight kit connected up to a Game Boy Light that has seen way better days. And the screen... Oh, there's my Tetris card. This thing has problems. Needless to say, it does not work with OEM screens anymore, which is why it has the backlight kit in the first place. I haven't finished repairing this. I did actually make a video for this, and I haven't uploaded it because I haven't finished it. But now we can still play with it. Just take a quick peek, see what the Funny Playing kit does, because why not? Where's my power cord? There it is. Oh, shoot. My phone almost fell out of the holder. Sorry, guys. Just that. It defaults to that brightness, whatever that brightness is. I'm guessing that's the max brightness. I don't have another one to test with, but as you can see, this wheel doesn't work. If you're fine with that brightness, then it'll work. I don't know why it's not booting. This thing's been in a drawer for like a year at this point. Game Boy Light and Game Boy Pocket regulators are technically not interchangeable. You can wire them up if you want, but there's no benefit to doing so. Where is... For the sake of calibration, here's an ITA kit. That's about the same brightness, and that is max brightness on the ITA kit. So, yeah, it's max brightness, I'd say. Anyway, point is not the light. I think that was a good question. But yes, this is intended for a Game Boy Pocket, or if you want to be more specific, a Game Boy Color modded into a Pocket shell. But they're basically interchangeable. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. Well, I guess that's good enough. If you have a weird Game Boy Color or Game Boy Pocket that happens to support full color mode, then this is probably what you want to do. The reason you don't want to use the stock regulator in one of these things specifically, like a Game Boy Color modded into a Pocket, is because you're not using any of the default voltages for the screen. And depending on how you did your lower board, that could mean you're unnecessarily charging up a capacitor that has no discharge path. I don't know that it'll be a problem, and to be honest, I haven't even touched mine since I did this, but I have maybe an hour of gameplay on it, so that's not really fair judgment. But more or less, well, I guess it doesn't have the voltage regulator in it anymore, so that's not really a valid point. But if you were to build one of these with a stock Pocket lower and a stock Pocket voltage regulator, it's going to be putting out, what is it, like negative 18 volts or something, and it's just going to keep charging up that capacitor because it's an unregulated circuit. It could cause issues. So the workaround, of course, is to just pull the pin for the LCD bias voltages, or if you're going to be building something like this anyway, you're probably doing a battery mod, and you know this works nicely with that. Anyway, that's enough rambling. Why don't I get on with this stupid thing? So the recommended way to build one of these is going to be smear some solder paste on here with a stencil, pick and place all your little components, and then run this through a reflow oven. I don't have a reflow oven. Another alternative is to do something similar, get some solder paste on there, and then use... Oh, I should heat that up, shouldn't I? Get some solder paste on there and use hot air. That'll work, but for this thing in particular, I think that the hot plate is a darn good option. And unfortunately, if you order these boards from Osh Park, you get quite a bit to file off. Might as well do it right, huh? Waiting for the hot plate to heat up anyway. Oh, shoot, I forgot to buy flux. I have flux, just not the flux I want. Screw it, we'll build all four. Why not? It'll be a fun time. So I did link the GitHub repository in the description. If you want to check it out, it is an open source project that I'm aware of. No one is selling them. So if you want one, you'll have to assemble it yourself. The bill of materials for one, I think, runs you about 15 bucks, including the PCB, depending on where you order the PCBs. I'd recommend building a few of them at a time. The cost will go down per unit. You'll be spending more money, I guess, but the cost per unit does go down. I don't know how much one costs because I bought enough materials to build at least 3. Let's actually see. And oh, if you are building a pocket, or a pocket color, there's almost no reason to cut a pocket in half to use as a donor, because you can get these boards now. It's a lot cheaper than a donor pocket, and it works a hell of a lot better because everything has a nice pinout. Look at that. You just wire it up. You don't have to deal with random bullshit wiring. I will have to remember to throw a link in the description for these if you guys want one. Or someone who's being super cool can throw one in the chat right now. Because if I have to go find one, we're going to be here all night. All right, so I have plenty of these things. And about the other IC, ooh. I have 4 of those. How convenient. All right. So we're going to start with the 2 most expensive and most difficult to solder parts. And should we try solder paste for this? Let's try solder paste. Let me go get my solder paste. I've never used it. Let's see how it works. I bought this stuff on AliExpress because, I don't know, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Solder paste. Also got this. This looks a lot easier to use. Oh, someone asked if Game Boy Light and Game Boy Pocket power regulators are interchangeable. I don't know how well I answered that question, but the pinout is different. So you can dead bug it and wire it in, but it's not going to one-to-one swap. Like there's 5 pins on the Pocket side, but 6 pins on the Light side. I believe they are the same voltages, however. Oh, what the hell is that? Oh, that's the tip. A little bit of solder paste for you. Good Lord. Stay. I'm sure that's fine. That's going to be awful. I'm kidding. I'm going to have to retouch that. Those boards aren't going to work at all. Okay. So this board, this part is the battery charger. I'm just going to use 2 of them at a time. Because I'm going to do the other boards the way I actually know will work. Instead of trying something new. Richter Belmont. Hang on. You may notice from the thumbnail in my original video on that that isn't an original DSi screen. So I want to go on a tangent here because I can. But set that aside, set that aside. Set these aside before I get solder paste everywhere. Mr. Richter Belmont. This is an ITA kit. And this is the monstrosity I have in my project bin. Where's the power switch on this thing? You tell me if that works. Huh? Yes, it does work if you feel so inclined. It's 1-to-1. I will not elaborate further on what that is. Hey, did my stream freeze or did I accidentally pause it? What the hell is this? Oh, I just accidentally paused it. User error. Carry on. Okay. So we need 2 of those battery chargers and we need 2 of these voltage regulators here. So these are, oh God, are these the right ones? We need TPS 61202, okay. HDR, you know exactly what kind of crimes I'm doing. Throwing everything. All right, there we go. So, the footprint for the voltage regulator and the battery charger are not the same, but they're close enough that you can get them reversed. So do pay attention to that. The voltage regulator is the bigger one up at the top. The battery charger is the smaller one down at the bottom. The battery charger is U2. Make sure you get that right. And I'm just double checking, make sure I got that right. Yes, I did. So we will take the battery charger. And I doubt this is coming out on the stream, but there is a dot in the lower left-hand corner. That is going to line up with the dot in the, come on, right up there where the edge of my thumbnail is. So I'm going to jam that on there. Oh, that's pretty. That was way too much solder paste, wasn't it? Oh, that's pretty, though. That's pretty neat. Oh, that's hot. Don't grab that. Well, that did exactly what I wanted to, so that's fine. I'll jam that right there. And then the voltage regulator is pretty much the same thing. There's a dot in the top right. Oops. And then I'll pop that off there. I'll have to come back and touch that up with the iron. which I might as well turn on now. All right, so note to self, that is way too much solder paste, but it's cool. It does work. And easy way to get rid of too much apparently is just slide it off. Here you go, Shive. Here's something to make fun of me over. I know you're looking for something. You wanted to bully me because you thought I'd get the charger and the voltage regulator backwards. But I'm too sly for that, bud. The surface tension of the solder with the flux will generally self-center the parts. And that one came out really well. If you don't want to use solder paste, which I get it. If you're not familiar with solder paste, it's not the easiest. Ugh, that's gonna stink. What I did for my previous ones was I literally just got the iron out, tinned up the pads, got a bunch of solder on them. Put a nice big juicy blob of solder right in the middle. I don't care about that. I'll clean that up later. Might as well do both, huh? And then I do not stream anywhere else, Mr. Strict9. Just YouTube. I'm gonna smear some of the good stuff on here. Don't need too much because these are really small footprints. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing a really bad job at paying attention to chat. I just realized there's like a whole page that scrolled by. Let me catch up real quick. Hang on, guys. Andrew Thompson, I do not do any custom builds for anybody. Excuse me again. I don't take commissions. I just do this stuff for fun and for me and occasionally for friends, and that's it. I hear 8-Bit Aesthetics does some pretty good builds, but I don't know if they take custom commissions or anything. But if you wanna like learn to do it yourself, HDR is spot on. Pick up some solder practice kits, and if you have any hacker spaces or maker spaces nearby, there's almost always someone there who's willing to help you out, as long as you're willing to be kind and willing to learn. Sorry to hear that about your other mods, though. Oh, I need more ICs. I can't believe I bought so few charge regulators. Or charge modules, rather. And trust me, once the charge modules are on, it's smooth sailing from here. Or once all of these QFN parts are on. I'm gonna try lining these up in advance. Okay. Oh, I just got flux all over my tweezers. Hot air is nice and all, but the hot plate makes this stuff so easy. Love it. You just wait for the solder to heat up, wait for the part to jump into place, or not, as sometimes happens. And if you got too much solder on that ground plane, you just squish it out. And we can clean it up later. Super easy. Like, I'm all aboard that hot air train. But man, does this hot plate make things so easy sometimes. That don't seem right. I should have picked up a stencil if I was going to be playing with this many PPs, but at the time when I ordered the boards, I was planning on doing one, which is why I only ordered these ones. Super generous guy by the name of Mike sent me the other two that I'm doing right now. I'm going to unplug this because I'm not going to use it for the rest. And I'm going to set it somewhere because despite the size, this thing retains a lot of heat for a long time, and I don't want to burn myself. Yeah, it should be fine. I'll put it right over on top of that plastic thing. There's nothing that could possibly go wrong from that. All right. And so now, if you see this one in particular, you see those little solder balls on the edge? Easy to clean up. You just come in, soldering iron, and because there's still so much flux, the tip will just eat it up. Just like that. Look how easy that is. It's great. So you see this one, there's that big old solder ball right there. Just come in from the side, boom. Oh, you know what? I do still need the hot plate. Let me grab that. I forgot to do the inductors. No, screw it. We'll do it the hard way. That'll be more fun. Unlike the solder paste ones, it's harder to clean these up because they don't have as much residual flux on them. But if I were using something like a stencil to do this, I'd have a much easier time because I'd have put the right amount of solder on in the first place. But check that out. There's still a lot of flux on there. But, eh? My friend, I don't know how to pronounce your name because it is not in characters I understand. but I just ran that through Google Translate, and it is a Game Boy Pocket Power Regulator. I hope you understand. If not, I don't really know how to help you because I don't speak that language. Um, I don't speak Chinese. I don't mind running comments through Google Translate, but I can't. I don't know the language, so forgive my Western ignorance. All right. Save these. These are delicious in your tea. I'm kidding. Don't eat them. What do we got next? Let's do the inductors. Oh, I should have checked to see I had enough of these. I mean, I do, so it's fine, but... Oh, my tweezers are all sticky. Not perfectly centered, but that's okay. The last one I did these on the hot plate, and they ended up getting centered pretty nicely. The one, but it's easy enough to do on a soldering iron because the pads are nice and big. All right, what next? I guess let us do the P-chan MOSFET. Isn't that the name of that pink P90 from VGO? It is my understanding that these MOSFETs are currently out of stock in a lot of different places. This specific part number, there are equivalent. It's just a generic part. It doesn't have to be this specific one. The only parts that have to be, like, you have to get this specific one, otherwise it's probably not going to work, and things are going to be problematic because the footprint might be a little bit different, are the voltage regulator and battery charge module. But we're going to be okay in this case because I bought these things months ago. Well, thank you, Marshall. I hope you're okay with me showing off your PP on stream like this. You joke, but I think I have that in a bookmark somewhere, HDR. Or maybe you don't joke. I'm not sure at this point. I'm not sure anymore. Where the hell does this thing go? Oh, there we go. Helps if they're all the same orientation. So the MOSFET, there's only one place it can go. Get the pads tinned. Goes on Q1. Come on. Uh-oh. I swear this doesn't usually happen to me. I should just switch tips. This is the worst tip for surface mount soldering on pads that aren't tinned. Alright, that's going to turn out horrible if I try that. Hey, I never said knife tip is the worst tip. I just said knife tip is a bad choice for this particular... This is driving me crazy. Although, I will admit, had I thought about this in advance, I would have put this tip on my soldering iron. But now that it's hot, that's just entirely too much effort. I'd rather work around my problems than solve them the proper way. There's just flux all over my tweezers and parts keep sticking. I managed to do it to both of them. HDR, why you gotta bend your titanium tweezers? You're supposed to keep the cheapo ones on your desk next to them so that when you want to do something stupid, you can use the cheap ones. Did they at least bend back? Oh. That's unfortunate. So, unironically, I use these engineered titanium tweezers, the PTN03s. I think they're like 35 bucks a pop or something like that. They're a little pricey, but honestly, it's so worth it, man. Look at how fine a tip that is. They're stupid light. I don't have any problems gripping things except for when they're covered in flux. Compared to these generic ones, the tips don't even line up. I had to bend these. But Like if you can get by with the generic ones, they're like $2 for a 4 pack or something. It's fine, but if you use them frequently enough, I just highly recommend treating yourself to a good pair of tweezers. I find I have a use for both. I still use both. I prefer these, but I don't dare use them for everything because occasionally I have need to do something stupid with tweezers, like use them as a pry tool, and that's what the steel tweezers are good for. Because if I screw these up, it was 50 cents. I can replace them really easily. All right. Oh, shoot. My iron was sitting too. Boom. Flip that around. Flip that around. Flip that around. Flip that around. Actually, we should do it that way. We can come in from the bottom. Ooh, some of them are crooked. That's unfortunate. Of course, I can always just pop this on the George Foreman for a minute. That'll clean that right up. Oh man, I got solder in the holes. I hate when I get solder in my PP hole. Because now I gotta come back with the wick. Or the sucker. I got a new solder sucker. I should try it out. Well, hello there, Christopher Graves. Greetings. Oh, that looks awful. There we go. Nice and clean. All right, what's the next part, guys? Next part is to take a quick drink. All right, I guess let us do the, you know what? Why don't I look at the board instead of looking at my pile of parts? I can't read the silk screen on these because there's a via right under that. I think that's C3. It looks like C3. That is a 10 microfarad capacitor. So that's what we're gonna do. Oops, no. Oh wait. Nah, that'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. Ooh, these are brand new. So I don't like doing all components at once because I'm clumsy as heck, and I will knock this off of the hot plate and then all the components will fall off. If you are less clumsy, there's no reason you can't do that. It'll work fine. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? Yes, it is. No, it's definitely a good idea to do them all at the same time, as long as you're confident in your ability to not knock this off the top of your heater. Like, if you have a bigger hot plate, sure, but that's as big as it is, and if I accidentally like bump that with the tweezers, it's, I mean, I'm trying to knock it off and I'm having a hard time, but I did it right at the beginning of the stream, so it's something that does happen. All right. Plenty of capacitors. All right, we want to do C1 and C3. We'll do C3 first. C3 is right next to the voltage regulator. Come in. All right, I'm switching tips after this one. This is not working for me. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to wait for your iron to cool down when swapping tips. But I don't see any cops around. Do you? Oh, no, 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 don't touch that. That'll melt. Don't touch that. Stop rolling. That was dumb. Alright, whatever. We're gonna use the G-tip. That's hot. Nothing to it. We'll take this and I don't know what to do with this. I'll just put it in the brass thing for now. I'll just keep it in my brass hole. It'll be fine there until it cools down. That doesn't look like it's actually soldered. There we go. All right, that's why I switched to that tip. You see how quick that was? Tin in that pad. Boom. It's gonna be so much easier. I love my K-tip, but it's not for building fresh boards. And if we want to get that capacitor nice and centered, we can just hit both pads at the same time. Boom. Dude, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 soldering irons within sight. 4 of them are within, I don't even have to get up to touch them. I just like this one. But yeah, that would make way more sense. What am I doing? Come on. Okay, there we go. I wasn't hitting the pad. All right. That is whatever capacitor that was. Now we need to do... We do C1, C3, C4, and C6. There's C1, there's C6. Ooh, we should do C7 first. And C4. That's that top one. I think I did this last time. I did these in a really poor order and then had a hard time. I thought I was being clever. And then I made it difficult on myself. Whatever, I'll make it work. Worst case scenario, I'll break out the hot plate again. I miscounted capacitors. I counted out 12, not 16. All right, there's that one. Now we need to do C6 and C1. Let's do C6, and then we'll get more. What are you guys doing on the this wonderful Friday night? Was this the first Friday of the year? Actually, let me... No, yeah. It's the 7th. It has to be the first Friday of the year. You start on a Saturday. I don't know about you guys, but my week was not that great. Had some pretty solid wins, but also had some pretty solid losses. Ended up working late 2 times this week. I usually don't work late at all. Because people break stuff. It's my job to fix it. Beautiful. What did I forget? Which one did I forget? This one. Yeah, I made this more difficult on myself than I should have. Because coming back in and hitting C7 is going to be a bit of a pain in the butt. There we go. Grab a few more. What did I do with them? Ceramic capacitor, 10 microfarad. There we go. What am I looking at, HDR? I'm going to click a link and it's going to open. Thanks. I mean, I'm complaining about working late, but I get off at 5 and I was only there till 5:30 both days. It really wasn't that bad. And I could have left at 5:15. Just chose to wait an extra 15 and make sure everything was all right. But it's okay. I'll make up that hour next week. Oh, what capacitor did I forget? What do we gotta do? C1. Okay. That's not a soldering iron, that's tweezers. Oh, that's so crooked. It's gonna drive me crazy. Whatever, I'll probably knock that about when I'm doing C2 anyway. I think I just opened myself up for a really crude joke. I'm gonna not say it though. If you know, you know. Why, hello there. Welcome, Kira. The highlight of my day, however, was when the big boss sent out this whole organization-wide email saying, hey, this is the policy. If you have problems with it, go kick rocks. And then someone did a reply all and said, no, this is dumb. I'm sitting there giggling. I'm paraphrasing, of course. And I'm being intentionally vague. I am eager to see what the response is, however. I doubt there's going to be one today. But it is one of the few times I am checking my email after work. Cool. All the 10 microfarad capacitors. And that's not hot anymore. Cool. Cool. Let's do 0.1 microfarad. also brand new. I bought a lot because last time I only bought exactly as many as I needed, and that was dumb. I don't actually remember the last time I did one of these. That was a long time ago. But I think I ended up like launching a capacitor off by squeezing it too hard with my tweezers. And because I had exactly as many, I had to literally like pause the video and then go crawling around on my floor and try and find it. I am doing C2, C5, C7, C9, and C10. That means 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's 3. Duh. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 4. 4 boards. Need 20 of the Jesus things. Uh-oh. I am missing capacitors. I think I messed up. Oh wait, no, I'm not missing capacitors. I just put my files on top of them. Give me just a moment, guys. I'm putting my parts away so I can make a little bit more space. Okay. I'm just going to do this the stubborn way, 'cause screw it. It's easier to keep track of that way. Uh-oh. I'll just dump all those out. There we go. All right. C2, right there. That's the one I said I was going to have trouble with, and that's the one I'm doing now. I won't be able to do both pads at the same time like I've been doing, which is unfortunate, but such is life. I'm doing these in a specific order because I want to make sure that I get all of the correct parts in the correct location. There is a much easier order of assembly if you're just doing one, and like literally one part at a time. Unfortunately, I did not plan ahead very well. Maybe I'll just drown this thing in flux and pop it on the hot plate when we're done. That'll straighten everything out. Oh, goodness. It was about the worst solder job I could have done. Gotta clean these tweezers again. When did DGP start printing on cut tape? Honestly, no idea. Those specific parts I ordered after I built the first batch, the first example. So you can look up when when you made those boards and shared them originally, and then plus or minus about 2 months. Because I ordered those capacitors after I built the first one. Plus or minus. Not plus or minus, just plus. Definitely would have been before. Did that one. Did that one. I should be using more flux. Make my life easier. All right, there's C2. 1 down, 4 to go. C5, C7, C9, and C10. I guess we'll do C5. Oops. Oh, God. Not hitting that other pad. There we go. Good Lord. All right, good enough. I'm not gonna worry about it. I can always clean it up later. This flux, I have no idea what it is. I've totally forgotten. It is some MG Chemicals No Clean. I have forgotten the specific model number. But I got the stuff from Voltar. Or, well, not specifically from him, but on his recommendation. I don't know. I've never heard of him. Who's Voltar? V-O-U-L-T-A-R? Never heard of him. Or her. That is about the crookedest soldering I could do. Is that C5 on all of them? Nope, one more. Oh, I should put some more flux down. All right, that's C5 on all of them, I think. C7. Let's do that next. Can I squeeze in there with the iron? Close enough. Uh-oh. Nailed it. Kidding, that's awful. Guys, is it soldering or soldering? It's spelt with an L. But so is the word sold. But that also has a very prominent L sound in it, so I'm not making a good case, am I? Also, settle this for me while we're here. How do you pronounce the word OPAQUE? I think I spelt that right. If not, close enough that you can look it up. How do you pronounce that? I don't want to hear from any of my mods. They've been bullying me today. I want to hear from other people. Oh, good Lord. Come on. See, this is why you solder the capacitors from the inside out instead, so you don't have to deal with bull crap like this. I don't think this is very wet anymore. Got that one, that one, that one, that one. What was that? C7. Next up, C9. Of course, that's on the outside. Well, screw it. Why not? See how quick it is when I can get to the capacitor? Real easy like. Just goes right in there. Usually. This thing's been focused on my hand the entire time, hasn't it? I'm so sorry, guys. Let me see if I can lock the focus in just a sec. Let me get this last capacitor. I don't think I can lock the focus. I'm streaming through my camera through the YouTube app, and there does not appear to be any focus controls. C10. Where's C10? Let's see, that one's on the inside. Haha. So I'm not self-sabotaging with this one. Oh, I should fix that. Boom, there's all the caps. Easy. Easy. Oh, and then we have one cap left. Let me just find it. Never mind, I found it. We need 4 of them, because there are 4 boards. This is a 1 microfarad capacitor. And it goes on C8. Well, thank you, Cheeseburger. Thank you for the peach. Cheeseburger, you want me to know how I pronounce jibe? Jibe shrugs? What the hell's C8? Oh, it's right there. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that you ordered a pre-order last stream and still haven't received it. HDR, you messed up your own joke. My own joke, actually. The joke that you stole from me. Slate, more like stale. Am I right? Would you guys believe that I have been putting off this stream for about 2 months? I genuinely meant to do this in November. I was going to do it on Thanksgiving. I guess that's not about 2 months, but since November is still accurate. God dang it, Isaac. You're, why you bully? Why you all bully me? Boom, caps are done. Thanks for the banana cheeseburger. So, riddle me this. What about a cheeseburger with bananas on it? Like, does that sound like a good topping on a cheeseburger? And I don't mean that in a weird sexual way because your name is Cheeseburger. I mean that like, go to your favorite burger joint. Get you a burger. And you put bananas on it. Doesn't that sound awful? I'm not the one who suggested it. Y'all can see chat. Right? Alright, what do we got next? Let's just go from the top down. Screw the headers. I already did the inductor. We'll do the LED last. Resistor SMD 1K. Uh-oh. I have made poor decisions. I need 3 resistors for each board. This is all I have. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Exactly as many as I need. Nailed it. It's almost like it was planned. Wait, these are resistors, right? Yeah. Alright, so we got R1, R2, and R3. There's R3. There's R1. And then R2 looks like it's on the bottom. So we'll do R1 first. A little bit of ligma on there. Mistakes were made. Thank you, HDR, for the nope. fixed it. That was an interesting bridge. Okay. Did that one. No, I did it again. Yeah, might as well call me Britney Spears because I did it again. I'm kidding, please don't do that. That was a really dumb thing to say. I knew it was a dumb thing to say and I said it anyway. This is one of the unfortunate downsides of live is I can't just pretend that never happened because y'all saw it. Y'all. R1. I guess let's do R3. Y'all saw it. The hell? There we go. I don't think it's working out doing two pads at the same time. Oh, there we go. No, it does work. I just got to be better than that. Boom. You know what? I don't even feel bad for waking you up. I didn't do anything wrong because you could have closed my stream. Just saying. My cat is taking a nap somewhere. There he is. He is curled up in his tree. His own little cat tree next to my desk. I am sure he'll be up in an hour or so, but I might not be streaming by then. Pretty close to the end here, folks. Oh my god, I'm doing horrible. That's not soldered down, is it? Nope. Nice. There we go. Cats grow on trees. I mean, you're not wrong, because if the cat is on the tree and, you know, he's cultivating mass, he is growing. I just soldered my capacitor to the solder. That's still such a horrible joint. Oh my god. At some point, you gotta stop and look at what the hell you're doing and think, you know what, maybe I should just undo the other freaking component so I can get in there with the iron and do this proper. Or you can look at it and go, nah, I'm gonna do it the stubborn way and make your life difficult. Okay. What was the other one? R2. This one. Hey, believe it or not, I find this kind of thing kind of therapeutic. Like it's kind of fun to just turn your brain off and and solder components like this. Also, if I did this the quick way, my stream would be uncharacteristically short, and we can't have that. Whatever, that's good enough. Can you imagine if I had like a 20-minute stream? There'd be chaos in the streets. You know what the worst part is? I'm gonna pop these on the hot plate when I'm all done to straighten out all these crooked components. But buying a stencil? Absolutely not. We cannot have that. All right. 2 more components. R4, we need a 27K resistor. I need exactly 4 of them because there's only 1 per board. I don't know what that means. Is this a K-pop thing? Because I'm not into K-pop, but I'm definitely not into K-pop the same way some of the people I've met are. Holy crap, we've been at this an hour and 41 minutes. I thought this would take 40 minutes, like total. The hell is on the tip of my tweezers? It's not coming off. Nintendo Collector, I have no idea what you're talking about, bud. What was I doing? This is 27K, it goes on R4. J.A. Styles, the stream did not just start, but welcome. We've been chugging away doing this the hard way. Because reasons. Oh, I'm gonna regret doing this the way I did. Well, at least my tweezers aren't sticky anymore. Just my thumb that is sticky. Hate when that happens. I can't stand having sticky hands. You get flux on them and it's just... Ew. This isn't working. Oh, that is very crooked. Nailed it. Tombstone, you slut. There we go. I don't think I want some food, but thank you. I just had some a couple hours ago. I'm not really hungry. I got some lasagna in the fridge, though. Though it's from Christmas, so maybe I should consider not eating that. One more. 3.3K goes to R5, and I need 4 of them. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm certainly not going to turn down a donation, but I don't need it. I mean, you've got Cheeseburger over here sending me $1 and memes. Uh-oh, wait. I forgot something. What did I forget? Well, why don't I just look at the one missing a component? I think that goes on that one. Right there. That is a 102, which means it's a 1K, which means it goes on R1, R2, or R3, which is right there. Yep. That was almost disastrous. Hey, Papa, I appreciate it. I'm like 3 beers deep right now, so if I get hungry, I'll use it for pizza later. Thank you. So I soldered the resistor upside down. We can't have that. Imagine if someone saw. Come on. I mean, it's fine. There's literally no purpose to flip it around other than cosmetic. Whatever, I'll fix it later. Slate pre-orders are up. I'm stoked as hell. I'm also terrified. I'm confident, but it's still terrifying to do something like that. Just put yourself out there. Well, it's soldered. Lettuce ASMR saying, what, you probably answered this a few times already, but what's the difference between this power regulator and stock? I did actually go over this in the beginning of the stream, but I don't mind going over it again. The biggest difference is this is just a 5-volt regulator. It doesn't have any of the other screen voltages, but it also has load switching and a lithium-ion battery charger. So the intent is you plug a lithium battery into this, and then you hook up a charge port. You can do whatever the hell charge port you want. Easiest thing to do is like a USB-C mod. Hook that in. If you look on the bottom here, you plug in the charge module right there, plug in the battery right there, and then we need to connect up. Wait. These are connected, right? The charge 5-volt here and charge 5-volt there. Pretty sure those are the same. And then we have to send, I think, this one to the main system. It's all documented on the repository that's linked in the description. If you don't do any of the lithium-ion battery stuff, like I did in this one, it's just straight wired in. It does work off of AAA's, but there can be edge cases that give you problems. So we're done with the components aside from the LEDs. Boom. I guess let's do LEDs. What kind of LEDs should we do? Probably surface mount. Should I do these? I'm kidding, these things are huge. I don't even remember why I bought those. I don't even know if I have a reason behind buying them. We're gonna use these because I still have so many of them and because I like them. I don't play Fortnite. Like, I know I've memed about it and I've flashed my Switch on stream. Or not on stream, but in videos. And there's Fortnite installed on it, but I only ever installed that. Well, okay. I did genuinely install it because I was thinking about trying it out, but then I got disinterested like 5 minutes in, and I only keep it on there for the meme. I don't play Fortnite, says the guy with Fortnite installed on all of his Switches. I mean, if you play it, sure, fine. I ain't judging. If you like it, whatever, you're allowed to have opinions. But I don't know. All right, how in the heck do we do this? Someone remind me. The line indicates ground, correct? I think we gotta do... Chances are really good I'm gonna get like half of these backwards. That switch that I just showed is it's not a switch I actually play. That's one that I repaired in a video a little while back. So judging what I play by what's on that switch is not fair. There are a lot of games on that I don't actually care for. This was really stupid to put that there before getting this tinned. Come on. Let's use flux. How about that? Call that my problem solver. All right, that's got to be soldered at this point. Wow, that was so much easier. Boom, we're done. Look at that, easy. It only took like 5 minutes to do these. All right, now let's clean them up. Where the hell's my hot plate? There it is. Because all these crooked components are nasty. And I got to clean these boards anyway. Thanks for wishing me luck. Oh, and for what it's worth, I got Saints Row for free on the Switch. I had a bunch of Switch points and it was on sale for like $1.26 or some bullshit. And I think it was worth it at that. Favorite Switch color, slate color? Honestly, the brass is real good. I want to polish mine. I wanted to polish it originally, but I didn't, and I kind of regret not doing it. But at least with polishing, it's like, you know, you can always go back and do it if you want to. So, literally just dropped it off at USPS today to send to Mr. Shrugs over here. And you know, if you want to polish it, be my guest. I don't want to ask you to do that because I'm already asking you to modify it for me. But if you want to polish it, go for it, bud. You'll probably do a hell of a better job than I will. Ah, yes, look at that. Instantly makes all my crooked joints go away. Apparently my desk is slightly crooked. This can be very dangerous. I'm gonna not do that. That's not gonna work out. Can I jam that in that hole? Yeah. Oh, but now my tweezers are stuck in it. Solder doesn't... Oh, no. Mistakes were made. Did I do the one with the crooked resistor yet? No, I didn't. Look at all them beautiful solder joints. The problem is there's some like text on the bottom of my mat right in the middle, and I have all these like stickers and stuff under it, so it's it's really a problem of my own doing. And the fix is to just put it over here. But see, watch this capacitor right there. Watch that thing just like zap into place. It's gonna be great. Ooh, watch the whole thing start sliding off. Probably couldn't see squat with all the smoke. There, now the resistor's the right way around. Look at that. All the parts are nice and straight. Shiny solder joints. Beauty. And now I just got to let those things cool down and install the headers and then clean them up. I think I'm going to clean them before I install the headers because, damn, they are covered in the goop. There's also way too much burnt flux on here. Hey! It thought I knocked it over, so it shut off. Oh, that was dangerous. It's probably not good to just raw dog the surface like that. There's lots of marks on it now. I don't mind if it's sticky, I just don't want all that like extra flux on it. Cool, cool, cool. Because I haven't embarrassed myself enough yet with the soldering that I'm doing. Let's go ahead and use a wick on all these holes I filled. Otherwise I won't be able to get the headers in there. So, Marshall, I hear it bothers you whenever I touch the inside of lenses, of the lens. What if I were to take my finger that is covered in flux and the lens that I thought was on my desk but isn't. Oh, nuts. Okay, well, never mind. We'll just do this. It's the front, but I will never clean that, I promise you. I keep picking up tweezers thinking it's my soldering iron. I don't understand how this happens. Oh man, I should have used my new solder sucker. That's not the cat bomb at GBA, son. This one's the cat bomb at GBA. It's nice and clean. And for those wondering what the hell the context on that is, it was sitting on my desk, and my cat got sick, and it got hit with a little itty bitty bit of ricochet on the back. And I've since cleaned it. And by my cat got sick, I just mean my cat did what cats do. My cat's fine. They just decide to puke every now and then because you're not allowed to have nice things and a cat. Yeah, it looks nice and clean. God, this thing's like glued to the mat. Look at this. I could probably, well, now it's loose, but I probably could have picked up the whole mat with it. Wait, what the heck is going on here? There we go. All right, I think we're done. Nope, gotta do this one now. Boom. Now we're done. Got all the holes cleared that I need cleared. You gotta keep your PP hole clear. Oh, hello. Goodbye. All right, there we go. We won't get to test them tonight, guys. Sorry. Because I gotta clean them before I start doing something with them. You know, when you play with your PP while it's sticky, you know, you're in for a bad time. And you're peeling it off the desk. That came out all right, though. I gotta order more parts if I want to build more. Oop. I still gotta clear the hole on that one. I thought it was clear. It's not clear. believe it or not, I personally am not very sticky aside from the tips of my index and thumb. I keep touching my PP and getting my fingers sticky though. Why am I not getting the solder out of that? I bet that's a ground hole, and it's going to take an absurd amount of heat. I should probably just suck that one out. Oh no, we're good now. Sometimes you gotta suck out the pee-pee hole, you know? You gotta break out the SSO2. I already cleared all my holes though, so I think we're good. I think that's all I've got in me for tonight, boys and girls, and none of the above. I'm all sticky now from playing with my PP. I gotta go clean up. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you guys are, if you didn't know about this, this is a thing. I have already assembled one. It does work great. You can see it through my shell. PP boots up nice. It's on a flash cart too. Just boot right in. No problemo. I can't really test these out because I got to clean up the flux. And I'm going to do that with isopropyl alcohol, and then I got to wait. And then I got to wait for the isopropyl alcohol to evaporate. And, you know, you guys don't want to sit here for an hour while I screw off and go do other things while I'm waiting for that. So we'll probably not pick this up because at this point, it's very boring. I just got to pop some headers on there, pop it in a Game Boy. I will show the full process eventually, sitting there with setting it up with a charge port and everything. I actually made a full video series on building this thing, and I haven't published it because it's not done yet. I'm also still struggling with the idea of even publishing it in the first place because I'm not sure I like how I don't like how the information is presented because I don't want to set people up for failure. And it's not a difficult mod, but it is an extremely destructive mod. So if you cannot complete the mod, you know, you've essentially killed 2 Game Boys. And I don't necessarily want that on my conscience. You know, like I don't want to. Shank Mods did an interview with Retro RGB a little while ago, and he put it perfectly in his video. Basically, I don't want to set people down the wrong path. I don't want to show people like, hey, I'm really good at soldering. I can make this look pretty easy. Of course, you know, if you're sitting here watching that video, this is not the best example. But I've been doing this quite a while, and I have a vague idea of what I'm doing. I know enough to see this sort of thing through, and if for some reason I can't finish the project, I know enough periphery skills, I guess. I have enough periphery skills to be able to repair it or salvage it somehow anyway. So I'm comfortable with that, but I don't necessarily want to show people, hey, you can build this thing, but first you got to cut your Game Boy in half, right? And then people are going to start on that step, and then they're going to get stuck, you know, somewhere after this step, but before they finish it, and then they're going to have 2 Game Boys that don't work. And for what it's worth, this was the donor for that Game Boy I just showed, and this thing did not work in the first place. I can fix it, and I actually used it for parts, and I ended up replacing half the parts at this point. But it's still missing a cart slot because it just never had a working cart slot in the first place. So You know, say what you will, but this Game Boy never worked, so I never actually took out a working Game Boy to build that thing. And same thing with the Game Boy Color side. The power deliver, like the bottom half of the board was just wrecked. Top half was great, but the bottom half was destroyed. So, you know, combine the two, get something neat. Get something neat. Can't even speak. Jesus. So, yeah, I don't want to set people down the wrong path, give them the wrong idea, like, hey, this is a totally easy mod, and then they start it and they aren't able to finish it. And it's just, it's different for something like a backlight kit because that's salvageable if you mess it up. But something like a Poco, as they say, you got to be able to see something through. Otherwise, you've just killed 2 Game Boys. And even at the end of the day, you've still got 1 Game Boy that you're not going to be able to salvage, because why would you put a Game Boy Pocket in a color at that point, you know? The whole point was to put the better Game Boy in the better shell. And why are you going to put the worst Game Boy in the worst shell? But, yeah, eventually one day I'll probably publish it, because at this point I think the information's out there anyway. And literally the rest of this footage is already filmed. I'll probably, once I'm actually done with it, I'll edit it all together and we'll do like a 6-hour premiere or something. And by edit, I mean just concatenate, because I'm not going to actually edit it. But it'll be good. It'll be good. We'll get there one day. And once I get that, once I get that Poco footage finished up, you know, it'll show the full process of doing one of these, because like I said, I have built one of these before and I did even film it. It's just, it's part of a video series that I haven't published yet. So anyway, I think that's all I've got, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. I know this was a little bit of a longer one, especially because I expected it to be about 1/3 of the time that it currently is. We are, what, 2 hours and 20 minutes in? And my mods are bullying me again. But that's all I got. Now I gotta go de-sticky myself and clean my peepees. Catch you all next time. Good night, Papa Lab, man. Thanks again for the dono. Have a good night. Happy Friday. Or Saturday, depending on where you are in